Okay, so I can't believe I haven't taught on this. I even went back through all of our videos because I was just thinking, I know we've taught on this, but between Boxer, leaving Boxer messages, and all of our videos on YouTube, somehow I've missed this. And so I think it is important to have this information. And so it is going to be on our YouTube channel for those of you who are not here. So I am really just going to start with some of my knowledge, and then I want Marianne to share some of the things that she does, because I know she has strengths in areas that I don't have. For example, she's amazing at warm chatter, and that is an avenue of building customers, okay? What I want you to know is, why is building to 100 customers so important? And the reason is because magic happens at 100. This business is a total numbers game. It's not magical, it's mathematical. And when you have 100 customers that said yes to you, okay, that meant all those people that said no. Almost think of this as a colander, and as my husband calls it, a colander. He's a Yankee. Think of it as a colander. And all those people that said no, all those people that, didn't show up or they canceled their appointment, they all just kind of came through the sifter. And what you're left with is those 100 really great people that said yes to you, yes to your product, and they're your really great customers. So when you build to 100 of those, the reason why magic happens is because now, the booking gets easier because they like you, they trust you, they love your product, they want it for free. That's why when we give a challenge and we have a new product launch, and I send out my script, and then literally within an hour, I'll have 8 new bookings. And it's not the same people. I kind of have like a revolving system of every 2 to 3 years that I'll have perpetual hostesses. It's because I have so many customers. So I don't ever feel like I'm hounding the same people. It's just the relationships that I built. And so when I say that this business gets so much easier with 100 customers, I really, really, really want you to know that. So your first year, you sat in front of me at a new consultant orientation. I've used this scenario. Your first year, I want you to think of yourself as a farmer. And if you've ever helped your grandparents plant corn, plant peas, or plant flowers, and you've got this new crop of land that you've never, ever dug in before, it's never been cultivated, you know how hard it is to dig. But the more you dig and the more you cultivate that soil, the next season and the next season and the next season, it's just really good, fertile soil. Here's the deal. You are a farmer in your first year. And with you, digging, cultivating in that soil, planting those seeds, and, working through those customers and building those relationships, it's like you cultivating, water, fertilizing your soil, and eventually you will have a harvest. And so as long as you don't quit and you just keep doing the daily grind, okay? As Kirby Smart from the University of Georgia is famous for saying, he's the head coach, keep chopping wood. You keep chopping wood. You just keep doing it. And eventually you're going to get to those 100 customers. We've all had to do this. And so what I love about our business is that me, your sales director, and then Marianne, your sales director, and Trinity, we get to pour all of our knowledge of what we've learned in the field to you. There's not a lot of companies that do that. But if you do well, we do well. And we're here to teach you every single thing we know. And so none of us were not handed a box of customers. We all started where you are with zero. And it's an equal playing field. We sell the same product. We sell the same product at the same price. It's all about who has mental toughness and who's hungry for it, who is a fighter, who's a finisher. Everybody can be a starter. Anybody's a starter, but not everybody's a finisher, okay? So some of the first things that I did was I always teach you to start from a hot list, okay? What is a hot list? A hot list is your notebook that you start off with where you write down everybody that you know with skin, all right? If you were going to get married, who would you invite? You write down all those people: Aunt Martha, Uncle, Aunt so-and-so, grandmother so-and-so, neighbor so-and-so, everybody that would come to your baby shower or that would come to your wedding. That is your hot list. And so you're not doing catalog sales, okay? That is not what you're looking for. We are not looking for courtesy purchases. We are not Avon. Nobody makes money in Avon but Avon. We teach skincare and color cosmetics. And so that's what we're here for. And so fighting for those faces every single month. We're going to talk about tracking those. Putting the product on the faces is where you get good in the field, you develop your muscle memory, and you develop people skills, and you build relationships. And so you will start to average $100 a face. And so if you're not in the field, you're not putting the product on the face, you never know your number. You've got to know your number. We've talked about how to build that guaranteed paycheck, and I think that's actually in a video, in one of our training videos. Building that guaranteed paycheck is knowing what your numbers are in every area. Excuse me, in every area. So here's the thing. A lot of you get stopped when you say, you ask the people that you love, oh, I just started Mary Kay. And they're like, oh, I don't wear Mary Kay. And you stop with that. That should never be a brick wall for you. That is a invitation into, oh my gosh, you've never tried Mary Kay. It's a 55-year-old company. Let me introduce it to you. I would love for you to be on my, to give me your opinion and to compare it to your brand and kind of show, because I'm getting familiar with the brand also. Can I borrow your face? Okay, so someone saying, I don't wear Mary Kay, once again, is not a brick wall to stop you. It is an invitation to a customer who has never even tried this product. It's a good thing, because when you do find those people that say, oh, I love Mary Kay, now your next question has to be, oh, well, do you have a consultant? Then you've got to figure out if she has a real consultant. A lot of us who've been doing booths lately and you're brand new, we work through that. You found that a lot of times people think they have a consultant, but they don't really have a working consultant, someone who, sends them the lookbook 4 times a year, someone who participates in the Pink Friday sale, someone who does the annual sale, someone who does the, Christmas cards. There are a lot of consultants out there. They are not working their business properly. One thing that I do in our area is I teach you how to provide amazing customer service so that your customers would never drift over to someone else's playing field. And we don't take other people's customers. So if they have a working consultant, we always encourage them to stay loyal and thank them for staying loyal. But first of all, make sure they do have a working consultant. A little trick that I always used to do when I would ask the certain questions, I would think of a new product that we just came out with and say something like, oh, well, have you tried the new Chroma Fusion eyeshadow that's 12-hour wear? And if she goes, oh, I haven't heard about that, then, okay, that's a clue that her consultant may not be working or may not even exist anymore. And then you can think about something that launched last season. What was the last season launch? We had the new Miracle Set, or a couple of seasons ago, a Miracle Set 3D formula where we revamped the 18-year-old Miracle Set. Everybody's heard of that, right? Well, if she hasn't, then her consultant has pretty much gone to Mary Kay heaven. She's yours. All right, so there you go. That is the questions that you ask when you do run into those obstacles, when you're working from your hot list, all right? Now, what if you've got your hot list. Remember, I always say you need to have at least 3 irons in the fire. So 3 different avenues of where you're going to be getting new contacts from. When I was brand new, unfortunately, I didn't have a hot list. I was not very social. My family was broke, and I didn't have any friends, literally. And so I had to start with strangers. So I didn't have a hot list. Now, I started with facial boxes, okay? But please hear me. I'm going to say this again. If you're going to do facial boxes, do the cheap ones that are $3 to make. They're 99 cents at Hobby Lobby. By the time you get the curly ribbon print, it's under $3 each. You have to have 5 to 10 out. I'm going to say it again. You have to have 5 to 10 out. Here's why. Half of them get thrown away. That's why you need to have the cheap ones. Don't buy the expensive ones off of Mary Kate, MK Connections. Make your own. We'll send a picture of that on Voxer. And then someone will steal the names out of the other two or three. So that might give you 2 that are producing, okay? So that's why you need to have 5 to 10 out. Here's another thing. If you don't want to do the boxes, the newest trending thing is the facial frames. Super cute. Just take a cheap little frame and it says, text me to win a spa experience and a Mary Kay gift certificate. And that way there's nothing to go check. You can literally build in whatever area you want to build in. Okay, I love the facial frames. That's new. Great for, you young gals. Think about this. Mary Kay always said, build your business in 10 geographic areas. So figure out where you are. How far are you willing to drive? I go far. I go 3, 4. Gosh, I go all the way to California. I go all the way to Seattle, and I'm in Georgia. But let's be realistic. Not everybody flies free like I do. So when I was new, I was willing to drive 3 hours. So if you look at a radius, 3 hours north, south, east, and west, look at all of those towns. Think of how many nail salons are in those towns, okay? And then starting in January, the tanning beds get fired up again, okay? That is a hot spot for young trending girls, okay? And put your facial frames there. You never have to go back and pick up the names because they're texting you. I love that. Get 5 to 10 of those out. Work the numbers, okay? Vendor booths. You guys know I love vendor booths. That's my favorite thing. The vendor booths is like craft fairs, bridal fairs, car shows, chili cook-offs, barbecue days at the square, whatever. I have Googled every small town you can imagine, and I've set up a table at an event and like a lot of towns. That's how I built my business so massive outside of my town. Was I would set up my table. You guys know how to do a vendor booth. If you're brand new and you don't know how to do a vendor booth, get with me. We'll tell you. But get those names. We're going to talk a little bit later about the power of one. And then what I love, which is easy, is the silent hostess. Okay, so we talked about this on Voxer. Silent hostess is great for those people, even if you know someone who might be a single mom at Christmas time, she needs some cash. We have these great little packets. I'm going to try to find one. You know what? Here's one right here. Great little packets. This is a Kiss for a Cause. I like the mascara one because it comes with mascara and a eye makeup remover. So it's a $30 purchase. And then it has 30 lines. So that packet, if that silent hostess fills up 30 lines with 30 customers and they each buy $30, that's $900 that you've just made in that packet in sales. Give her, a portion of your profit. Give her $150. What single mom wouldn't want $150? But here's the thing. Now you have 30 new names to contact. Building on those names. Another avenue. You didn't stand in a booth all day. You didn't, wait for somebody to text you. It's working for you. That's another iron in the fire. You're a businesswoman now. You have to get creative with how you are building your business from the ground up. How are you planting those seeds in that new crop of soil that you've cultivated and water and fertilize it? So that was a silent hostess was another thing that I did. Okay. Office drop-ins, where I always had a motto, where I get business or where I give business, I get business. And so that would be like my dentist office, the banks, the doctor's offices. Doctor's offices are really great. They would have me in once or twice a year on their break. And I would come in like 30 minutes for their break and I would sit up on their break table. I would have a little drawing so they would register for the giveaway. And then, so that gave me their leads. That gave me their names. I'm trying to find you a little registration card. That gave me their names to follow up with. Okay. I had control. If you wait for somebody to call you, it is very frustrating. I always call it taking your power back, getting their name and number. And that's what the little giveaway is for. It's for you to generate a way to have that name to book later. Okay. it's great to have that sale. I would always sell, I never sell less than $600 in 1 hour at an office, at a doctor's office, okay? But my main objection is to get that contact so that I can build on that relationship and book her for a facial, and then book her for a party and meet the people that she knows. It's a vein that's going to grow. It's going to grow deep and wide. It's building to 100 customers, and that's how I did it, okay? So that's the office drop-in. So get it, you've got your Mary Kay notebook, make another page for offices. Write down everybody that you know that works in an office. Give that person a gift with like a free gift, or give her a 50, so you can get 50% off anything you want if you can get me in your office. You have to be willing to give a little to get a lot, okay? Open up those hands to receive the blessing. Some of you hang on so tight to not wanting to give things away. You've got to take care of your hostesses, take care of your people that get you in the offices, take care of them. Be willing to give to receive, all right? Get the skill. So once you start getting these bookings, okay, you're starting from these cold leads, cold calls, or not cold calls, but a cold lead. Once you get that skill, you have to master the skill of booking that second appointment, okay? Whether it's from a single facial, a double facial, or from the party. Now, we already have that video on booking that second appointment. The three of us, myself, Mary Ann, and Trinity, we are masters at booking that second appointment. There's nobody else you need to learn from. You go watch that video, and that is as easy as it comes, okay? Trinity in September, I think it was September, had 27 parties on her date book. That's a lot. When I was earning my first Cadillac, I booked 19 spa parties in 1 month. Anyway, you can be as busy as you want. I mean, we are so busy, we don't have enough dates. I'm already booking into September. My weekends are almost filled. It's very exciting to have this kind of knowledge. And that's what I want you to have, is spend the time to get the knowledge so that you can be as busy as you want. People ask, oh, is this all you do? You don't do anything else? You don't have another job? I'm like, no, I've been self-sustained since 6 months starting my business almost 18 years ago. I have totally supported my family from this. Even my husband, when he had a major pay cut, I've earned $1 million in less than over $1 million in less than 18 years. I could be busier, but I have 5 kids. And so I love creating that. And you can too. If you don't want to work for someone else, you don't have to. You just have to master these things that we teach you, because we are pouring all of our knowledge into you, okay? So getting that skill of booking that second appointment is vital once you get going with some of these irons that I just taught you in the fire. Customer service is important. So now you have these customers, and when you provide them customer service, they recommend you to their friends. Those are the best customers, because they already know that you're going to be taken care of, their friends. And so they're referring you to them. And those are people they're just prime and ready to buy. Okay. Prime and ready. Just like I got a booking because the new book came out, and my older customer, Miss Maddie, was so impressed with this new book with the ChromaFusion. Plus, Mary Kay put that little thing that says, let's talk. I want to help you, whatever it said. She calls me and says, my husband said, have you over and I can get whatever I want. This book was beautiful. So she must have just been singing my praises. And her husband's like he must have had a couple of cocktails for Thanksgiving. So I'm going over to Miss Maddie's house. I'll tell you, she's a tough cookie. She's from New Jersey, and I've never been able to get her on skincare. What do you think I'm going to do this week? I'm getting Miss Maddie on skincare. She thinks I'm coming over for ChromaFusion. All right. So I love that. I love that. You build your customers head to toe Mary Kay, and there's always a reason to get in front of them. So providing that great customer service, Mary Ann created a fabulous little card that she gives and she puts in the bags of all her new customers last year. And we made a generic one. I put my family on my card. It says, welcome, new customer. This is what it means to be my customer. And it lists all the benefits, all the, things that I provide for them. That's just a way of building customers. When I book a new person, I have another text flyer that I send that I created on PicCollage that says, this is who I am. I want you to know who's coming to your home. And I have a picture of me, my family, my husband, how long we've been married, how long I've been doing this business, and why, my kids. And because I'm building on that relationship from the very first moment that I book her. That is what's made me successful, is being able to build and develop those friendships. All right. Now, I also do a Christmas card. I'm going to show you my Christmas card. Hang on. Oh, one day I'm going to slip out of this chair and roll out, and y'all are going to wonder what happened to me. All right. So every year I do a Christmas card to my customers. And I put new pictures on it. They watch my customers have watched my kids grow up. And then on the very back is a gift certificate for $10. So what happens is after Christmas, they start calling me to use their $10 gift certificate. Guess what I do? I book them for their New Year, New You makeover. And I always have them bring a friend that I haven't met before. Guess what that does? That adds to my customer list, okay? I'm getting in front of more people. The average woman knows 6 different groups of people, okay? And then, of course, then you've got your PCP. That keeps you in front of them. So I keep myself in front of my customers this way. My Christmas card at Christmas, my Pink Friday sale. I have an annual sale in June. And then I do my PCP 4 times a year or 5 times a year, okay, which is they get the book in front. And then every other year when I earn a car, I send out my car flyer sale. I have a special sale that says, thank you, just picked up number 9, my 9th free car. They have done life with me. Now, do you think that anybody can take my customers away from me? No. They've done life with me, and they've lived vicariously through my success, and I thank them for it. Okay, so as part of building to that 100, keeping them, that's how you keep them. All right. So now, we talked about why the magic happens at 100, because you have those 100 customers that liked you, they trust you, they love your product, they want it for free. Booking gets easier. All right, so by the time you build to 100 customers, when you work full circle, that is where you share the opportunity, you get the second appointment, they see you selling, they see you making money. You actually, when you get to 100 customers, if you've been working this business full circle, you're going to probably be on target for your car or in DIQ. Okay, we could probably ask Natalie, because she's in DIQ right now, how many customers she has. I bet you, without knowing, I bet you she's going to have anywhere from 65 to 100 customers, because she's worked it so methodical, so textbook, like sharing the opportunity and building your customer base at the same time. And so that's what happens when you work the business the way Mary Kay designed it. Okay. So slow and steady wins the race, and a tracked number will grow. What I did as a new consultant was I always tried to hit 30 faces every 30 days. Now, it's been proven that when you put the product on 30 new faces every 30 days for 3 years, you'll be a Mary Kay millionaire. Okay, when you put the product on 30 faces every 30 days for 3 years, you'll be a Mary Kay millionaire. All right, so here's the deal. I did not hit 30 at any point of any month in my first year. I would do 15, then I'd hit 24. One time I got to 29. But guess what? I fell forward to success. Was I failure every month? Absolutely. I missed 30. But guess what it did? By the end of my first year, I was going into DIQ. And by the time I got into DIQ, I had 100 customers. When I finished, I had over 100 customers when I was a sales director, because I missed 30, but I kept shooting for it. You know, if you want to be successful, every book I've ever read says you need to double your rate of failure. All right. Some of you never even track your 30 because you already think you're not going to hit it. It's not about hitting it. It's about trying to hit it. Okay. Trying to hit it is the key word, and knowing how many faces you're doing, and then looking at your number at the end of the month and knowing your number. What are you averaging per face? Okay. That is knowing that you can say when you're out in the field, if somebody's asking you about this opportunity, say, you know, my business is thriving. I'm averaging $100 a face, you know, and they get it. Okay. That's what being in the field and tracking your numbers will do for you. It helps you build on that guaranteed paycheck. So focus on 30. Let's see, double your rate of failure. It's a grind. We talked about that, chopping wood. You know, Abraham Lincoln said you should spend more time sharpening your axe than actually chopping down the tree. And so that's about getting in there and just, you know, getting yourself ready and working in the field. Okay. The chopping the tree comes later. It's just doing the work, doing the hard work. And tell yourself, say, I can do hard. This might seem hard right now because you're new, but eventually it's second nature and it's fun. You know, I did not like the skincare class in the beginning. I wasn't good. I wasn't energy giving. It took me a whole year to sell my first roll-up bag. A whole year. I was not good at selling. I was not really good at recruiting, but that didn't matter. I doubled my rate of failure, and here I am. One day I look back and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I am successful. Literally, I think I'd earned 4 cars, and I'm like, well, maybe I am successful. I never felt successful because I felt like I was failing all the time because I was missing my goals. But I was missing my big goals, but I was hitting my little ones. So you aim for the moon, as Mary Kay always says, and when you fail, you'll land among the stars. And so that's what I was doing. I was aiming for those big things, but I was missing. And I was, before I knew it, I was a sales director, earned 4 cars. And I'm like, wow, I guess I am successful. So you just keep doing the little things. It's like my book, The Slight Edge, that I just read, you know, the daily disciplines. Easy to do, easy not to do, but it's that compounding effect. The little things that you do daily over time create this masterpiece of a well-oiled machine. But the little things you don't do, and you don't do them daily, there's a fine line between success and failure. And that's it. Doing the little things or not doing the little things. Which side of the fence are you on? Because some of you are straddling the fence. And if you'll just do those little daily things, compound, just like I did. I look back and I'm like, wow, I'm about to go into DIQ. I'm about to be a sales director. I haven't even sold. I literally was in DIQ and I sold my first roll-up bag. Okay, that's what a terrible salesperson I was. But I kept chopping wood. I kept sharpening my axe. Okay, so you fight for those spaces every single month. Tell yourself, I can do hard. You get mentally prepared for no. I can't take that away from you. I can only tell you that no's are going to come. Disappointments are going to come. Cancellations are going to come. Would you be surprised if I told you that my last 5 appointments, I sold nothing? Yeah, I sold nothing my last 5 appointments. They were not always mine. They were all, you know, some of them were somebody else's, but I sold nothing. But you know what? It doesn't matter. God put me there for a reason, and I know that the seeds were planted and something good will come out of it. But, you know, I have mentally prepared myself for those dips, okay? You know, those dips, they come. And so I've got to always ask you, what are you reading? Because you have to, when you're in sales, you have to get rid of that negative record that keeps telling you this doesn't work. You're not good enough for this. You can't make this work. You can make it work. Guys, we have seen way too many people take their, what are those called? Oh my gosh, their wheelchairs across seminar stage, picking up their keys to their car. I've watched a woman with a seeing eye dog walk across stage to pick up the keys to her car. Don't even ask me about that one. I've seen so much at seminar, the national stage, that I can't listen to anybody's excuses, because I've seen a woman who spent 7 months in the hospital. She had 3 strokes. Her husband had to help her across stage. She was the queen of sales. She was dragging her left side. She was the queen of the diamond seminar in sales. I can't even begin to complain about my 5 parties that I sold nothing at. Okay. It's the nature of the beast. But I am mentally prepared to keep going and do hard. Because you know what? Satan will always come at you with all guns blazing when you are in God's will. And I know that. I've read the back of the book, and we win. Joke's on him. I'm going to keep going. God will never revoke a calling on your life. Just remember that. And we always pray for the women that have been put in our space, in our life. And you are here for a reason. And don't ever forget that. God can use you. And so when you're at those appointments that you didn't get the sales that you wanted, you can rest assured that God used you to plant a seed that he needed planted. And it's not always about you. And sometimes we scratch our head and go, okay, what was that all about? But you know what? Sometimes it's revealed and sometimes it's not. But just tell yourself you can do hard. And you know, find what are you reading? Tell me what your issues are, what you struggle with, and I'll give you a great book that will help you overcome it. It's called Personal Growth, and that's what this is all about. You will grow tremendously in this business, professionally, spiritually. What's the other one? Professionally, spiritually, and there's another one.
Emotionally and physically.
Emotionally and physically, thank you. And then you get old and you forget your words. All right, so Marianne, I'm going to give it to you, and I want you to share just a little bit of some of your your tips.
Yeah, and I've got just a couple of random bullets and everything. And, this is coming up from a perspective of just building a business for the last 5 years. And so talking about building customers. So, for example, I had my pink sale this weekend, and I had my highest one so far. I sold over $1,200 in the weekend. And so that was really exciting. And the orders just kind of like trickled in. It was great that the timing was perfect because the book had arrived to their houses before the pink sale. Last year, I think it actually came after Thanksgiving. So that was kind of awkward. So nobody could see the new stuff. And in my very first year, I started in June, and then, November came soon after that. My very first one, I threw it out there one time on social media that I was having, my pink sale, and my sister's ex-boyfriend from high school messaged me because his wife wanted some stuff, and he bought a $300 basket for her. I sold a basket my very first year. The next year, I didn't. It was so random. So I was disappointed. I was frustrated, but I just kept going. And I've seen, and I've learned how to make sure that I have success despite the random luck, I guess you could say. That was just a huge blessing that fell in my lap. I didn't work for that. So I can't depend on that method. And so I've learned all these tips that Michelle gave you. They've been put into place and they've been refined. And that's why my sales have grown over the years. So this year, celebrating our biggest year yet. And so here's a couple things. One thing that I changed, my message, sending it out to my customers. And I was like, yep, my annual Pink Week sale, 25% off, free shipping, free gift wrapping. Make sure not only do you stock up for yourself, but you get a gift, and remember teachers, and then a free gift for purchases over $80. Those couple of things, I didn't always put all those in there, but I wanted people to think a new thought. So I put that thought in their brain besides just buy your Mary Kay. Okay, they need to buy gifts from me. And then the teacher gifts. And so one person messaged me and she was like, hey, can I get my eye makeup remover and my cream eyeshadow? And do you still have satin lips? I was like, yeah. I said, we also have my sale this week. We also have the new satin body lotion, wash, and scrub. And I do free gift wrapping. And you know what she said? Oh, get me one of those. I just upped my ticket. And I said, and I noticed she had 2 kids. And I said, and I also have $12 teacher gifts. Do you need 2 of those? Yeah. I just went from a $30 ticket to a $100 ticket in about 2 seconds of a text message. But it's because I asked her. If I didn't ask, if I just left it at my 25% off sale, I might have missed out. There are some people, when I ask them those follow-up questions, they still say, no, that's fine. And that's cool, but at least I give them the options. So, and then, developing those relationships like Michelle talked about. So I knew that she had kids. So I knew to ask her about teacher gifts. Let's see. having a social media presence, attracting those people. So if you're on social media, you know, I frequently in this new area, I have people who barely know me who will tag me when someone says looking for a Mary Kay consultant. They'll tag me, and that is such an honor that they know I'm reputable, that I have product on my shelf, that I take care of people. And lots of times I get the customer even though there's like 20 people listed. Why? I bet you when they click on my profile and they scroll through, they see the majority is Mary Kay, and they see me working Mary Kay, and they see a little bit of other fun stuff, like, you know, my family, something personal, or, you know, me making fun of myself, so that they know I'm a real person. It's not like sharing recipes 24/7 or like me in my pizza pajamas, you know? So I attract what I expect, you know? So again, social media is not my number one thing, but if I'm going to have it, it's going to be free advertising for me, you know, that we're a top shelf brand and I'm here for you. Let's see. Sometimes I've built through my customers through my spouse, you know, because he worked in the cheer industry with mamas and teens, and then he worked in this corporate industry, and through, you know, so that's been an option. And thankfully, you know, he's helped me out that way. Not everybody can do that, you know, so I'm just, again, that's just icing on the cake. Dress for the part you want. So people always tell me, you always look so nice. Yes, I did that on purpose. Let's see. Just know that some things take time. Some customers, they didn't book a party with me until 2 or 3 years later, after me asking multiple times. And I was like, about dang time. Well, what if I would have quit? What if I would have, you know, the first time they told me no, let it get me so discouraged. I've been discouraged plenty of times. I've been frustrated plenty of times. I've cried plenty of times. And plenty of times said, this is so hard, but quitting was not an option. And I just always heard, if I just keep going, I knew it would be all right. Okay. Last couple things. Know that people will change. And that's part of that, you know, them booking later. I've had people who didn't get a whole lot of product in the beginning because they were allergic to everything. And like 2 to 3 years later, they're on the full line. Like, what changed? Not sometimes their skin, and sometimes just what they think about it. And sometimes they choose to trust you more because you're dependable. You're still there. Okay. So be there for them when they change their mind. You change. Why not them? Handwritten notes. I'm big on that. So whenever there are reorders, I have those postcards, and I think that's been a game changer for me. I tell people why. Thank you for shopping small, and thank you for shopping with Mary Kay. Thank you for being a loyal customer. Because of you, you know, I get to spend the Thanksgiving holiday with my family, you know, down in Georgia. You know, you make it all possible. Or what my kids are doing. I'm an open book. You know, whenever people own a storefront, like you can walk into their store, like the local ice cream shop or the local clothing boutique, and you see the kids working the register, like, you know, that store provides for the family. When they don't see your Mary Kay business because it's not a storefront, you work from home, it doesn't seem the same. And so I choose to be an open book that way, so that they get it, that they make the connection that this provides a living for our family, and it's important that they're our customers. Yep. That's all I have.
Yay. All right. That was awesome. All right. So guys, so I hope you hear we were very real with you. And it's the grind. You just keep going, and you focus on building to 100 customers, and the power of one customer every single time. It will add up. Okay. Focus on the faces. And I hope you guys had a great time, and this will be recorded and added to our YouTube channel. So if you didn't get to take notes, you can watch it again and go back and watch booking that second appointment, because that is vital to your success, is having that skill, mastering that skill. Okay. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a great week.